Hello and welcome to episode 33 of the Critical Twits Gaming Podcast. Today you've joined us for our monthly Malifaux for the month of June 2016.
Woo! Yay!
Hello and welcome back to episode 33 of the Critical Twits Gaming Podcast. I'm Brian Ennis.
I'm Aaron Ravitsky.
And I'm Joe Lewin.
So today we're going to launch a monthly series where we're going to talk about Malifaux once every month, roughly every 4 or 5 weeks. This will sort of take over from our Shifting Loyalties podcast because we found that really we wanted to talk about all of Malifaux, not just our Shifting Loyalties campaign.
Yeah, I mean, we were getting a little bit... It felt like we were getting a bit repetitive as well.
Yeah, there's only so many times you say, and then I won, and then I flipped a card.
Yeah, Joe.
Yeah, I do tend to win a lot. But there is only so much you can say when it comes to... Without doing full, in-depth battle reports, we are kind of running out of things to go on about every week.
Yeah, it was like full every battle reports or full role-playing reenactments kind of thing, which would take so long, and that'd get dull.
A podcast isn't the best place to have a battle report.
Yeah.
It's a good place to talk about the state of something, but we thought we'd widen it out because there were lots of other things that we've picked up, other teams, models I've been buying, other things going on with the game of Malifaux beyond just Shifting Loyalties that we thought we would talk about.
Yeah, I mean, we've all got views on some of the models that are coming out, shiny new things from the shiny new book.
Yes.
And like Brian said, I mean, I've got loads of stuff that I've not even played with yet.
Yeah.
As I know Brian has new masters and everything, so...
Yes.
Yeah, so there's a chunk of models I've got that I will probably never end up fielding for this campaign. Yeah. But I still quite like to, investigate and look at them and talk about them a bit.
Yeah, so what we thought we'd do, we will continue talking about Shifting Loyalties campaign. We'll do that a little bit later. As Joe said, there is a new book coming out. Seems to be a yearly thing now.
Which is good.
Last year we had Shifting Loyalties. The year before was Crossroads.
Yeah.
And the year before that was the reboot for 2nd edition.
Yeah.
This year's book is going to be called Ripples of Fate. And it's all about raspberry ice cream.
New ice cream flavoured books.
Yes. So it's like vanilla with fate rippled through.
Oh, yeah.
With that, like a crunchy Destiny topping.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Perhaps
some unmet potential at the bottom that's just not really worth getting to.
Are we talking about
brownie?
Yeah, I was going to say my life, but yeah. A side order of disappointment.
Yes. I'm really, really happy that they are using what I would generally refer to as the War Machine release way of doing things. Like Games Workshop would go, oh look, we've redone this army, so it's now the best thing in the world.
Yes.
We've now done this army, and it's now better than the last one, so everyone should buy this.
What's known in gaming circles as codex creep.
Yes.
Named after because they call their books codexes. Do you know what codex is Latin for? Book. Because well done, Games Workshop. I used to think they were really cool with all like their little literary references and bits of Latin. When I was like 12, I was like, it sounds amazing. No, they're stupid.
This is the Orc book.
Yeah.
The Space Marine book.
But you think, it's a codex. Oh, that sounds mysterious and futuristic.
Do you know what though? They fucking missed a trick in calling the fantasy battle ones. They should have called them grimoires.
Oh,
the Elf Grimoire, the Empire Grimoire would have, as opposed to Army Book.
Yeah,
was there not a fucking Latin name you could use for that one, GW?
It's the Ron seal of naming.
Yes.
What is it? It's an army book. It's a book what is about an army.
Yeah.
Anyway, I do prefer that. I like the fact that everyone has something to look forward to at the same time. Although there's a release schedule, and I mean, Weird are fairly slow at releasing things, I think.
Which I like.
Well, I mean, there's quite a lot in each book.
Yeah.
There is. I think games get a little bit overwhelming when there is lots and lots and lots and lots of stuff coming out in quick succession.
Yeah.
I'd be quite happy with one of these. I mean, one every year for Malifaux is not bad because you're going to slot the odd model into your groups.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
I guess.
Or you can go all out and buy the
new master and all the new stuff, yeah.
And the last book didn't have new masters in.
No, which I liked, because it was literally just supplements.
Yeah.
But
they had a model you could use as your master in the Crossroads 7, so you could field them all as a team.
Yeah, so you kind of got a faux master?
A faux master. Master foe.
Yes.
Oh. It's almost a pun.
Oh, yeah.
There's almost a joke there.
Yeah, I think I just missed it slightly.
I like that way of them releasing things.
Yeah.
And if you're the kind of person that likes to proxy a model before you use it, I find such things heretical and disgusting, but that's just me.
Well, some of us are paupers.
Right.
Yeah.
A little Oliver Twist.
Can I have some more? No, not until you play test it. I used to be like that, and I would play test everything to make sure it was not shit before I went and paid money for it. This is something me and Colin used to do a lot when we were playing War Machine.
Yeah.
With Malifaux, I seem to have taken the Brian attitude in, that might be good, I'll go buy one.
Because generally, even if it doesn't find its way
It's so
into my
pretty.
army, the models are so nice that being the kind of person that has to buy lots of shiny things, Magpie Boy, yeah. Hard, plastic. It doesn't really, it doesn't bother. I'll find a use for it, or I will paint it at some point and make its shiny face. Yes, so Ripples of Fate is the new book, and it will come with at least one new master for each faction, which they've been teasing on their website, ever so slowly revealing one master at a time, like a recalcitrant stripper.
Well, they're showing half a master at a time.
Well, see, this is the thing for me. When they say they're showing a master, they've shown the picture of it, which, because they use their 3D art, corresponds to the model. So in my mind, I've seen it. But for you, Mr. Gamer Man,
I look at it and go, oh yeah, I'm not that excited because I don't know what the back of the card says.
Yeah, they're showing the front of the card, but not the back, which is completely understandable.
Yeah.
So by the time this comes out, they will have released the previews for all of the masters, one for each faction. We haven't seen the Goblin one yet. They're being voted on each week.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the Goblin one yet. I'm not that fussed, I don't. It's not even goblins, it's gremlins. What am I talking about?
Oh, yeah, I thought they were goblins. I think it's just, they're the typical comedy group, and it seems to be necessary.
Well, they used to be in the Outcasts in first edition, and they got separated out. I quite like a pig army, but I'm just not that fussed about.
Yeah, they're interesting, but I don't think they're really our thing. I think, but we should still cover them. But
I think it's a very much a flavour thing. I don't have any love for the comedy faction in a serious game I'm playing, but I've played against and know plenty of people that do.
Yeah,
I know Rob quite likes a bit of comedy in there sometimes. I've seen him be all excited about how daft orcs and goblins are and stuff in the past.
Yeah. I had an orc army with a K for 40k.
Yeah, I did as well, because I used to occasionally I can throw this, my tank explodes and then kills loads of troops over there and do more work by blowing up. That was funny. Yeah, occasionally it's quite cool.
But it's not
none of us play them, and it's more where I was going, so we wouldn't have any deep insightful thoughts. But they have shown all of the others, so for every faction that we play around the table, there is something up. So I thought we'd just have a quick little discussion of those. If you go across to Weird's website, you can actually find them on there, and you can have a look at them and see what they're like. Everyone else is now very quickly finding them on their phones and other portable viewing devices.
Who are we starting with?
Do you want me to start?
Yeah, go
Cool.
for it.
Well, the latest one to come out, she's just come out, so she's the last one to be seen, is Nellie Cochrane of the Guild. She appears to be some kind of Guild-licensed reporter.
Yeah.
Not the first reporter in Malifaux.
No?
We have Molly for the Resurrectionists, who was a reporter.
Okay.
Nellie Cochrane, she seems quite dodgy.
Yeah.
Looking at the names of some of her abilities, and as we said, we get half a card. We get the front of the card, we don't get the back.
No.
And we don't get the upgrades, because upgrades can really change the way that you play a master, and the way that you approach things.
Yeah.
Which is fine. But yes, she seems to be able to... She's there to report for the guild, not to report the truth.
Yes.
So a lot of her abilities seem to revolve around going, no, that's not what you do, or I'm going to do that as well, or no, you can't do that.
Yeah. So a control.
Yeah, she looks to be controlled even in an even more overt way than Lucius, who does have some sort of scheme tricks and similar. Lucius very much works off of his minions, making them take extra actions and do extra things. Whereas she seems to be working almost on her own.
Yes, she's one.
Again, we've not seen any more. I don't like the model. It's not often I'll say that about Malifaux. She is running while holding a pen and a notebook. With an expression like she's chasing the news. Why would you run around while writing at the same time? That's not how things work.
No,
it's a really stereotypical kind of...
Yeah.
It's a bit cheesy, to be honest.
Which isn't something you normally get in Malifaux.
No, I've noticed that a little bit with some of the newer models, actually. We'll go into this as we come to them, but I'm not as big a fan of some of these newer models as previous ones.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I see what you mean. I can see where they're going for. They're going for that kind of, this is what you imagine with a reporting.
It's a kind of
getting there and being straight away, which is kind of fits with what she's doing.
It looks a bit comic book. Golden era reporter.
She could
Malifaux'd up.
Jimmy Olsen.
Yeah. Jimmy. You could see Jimmy Olsen in that thing in a Jimmy Olsen spin-off comic.
Yeah.
The Adventures of Jimmy.
I think there was.
There probably was, yeah.
Boo comic.
This is the first time we've had a whole book of brand new masters.
Yes.
We've had a couple masters coming in that weren't in the first edition, but as far as I'm aware, everything now is brand new. So not only are we seeing sort of their rules for the first time, we're seeing them as models, as concepts, as characters for the first time.
Their impact on the world, the way they will be influencing the story going forward.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, I don't know about you guys. I read most of the story for Malifaux in the books and everything. I'm
one of those cheap bastards that steals off on people, but yeah, I do like the flavour text.
I think it's all done really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, the stories are quite interesting. What vexes me slightly is that to follow the story, you need to start... I don't like diving into anything in the middle. And the stories all start in the first edition books, which I haven't got, therefore I haven't read them.
See, I think the thing that didn't bother me so much is I did read a lot of it back when I was looking at it, and they used to do like a monthly PDF that they used to send out the stories in, and I read through all those as well.
Yeah.
So I have all that, not exact, but rough background knowledge to be able to carry on.
Yeah.
Were there more time in the world than I would get into them? The bits I've read bits of them, and I quite like them. If there's a character I particularly like and they're in a story, I will get involved and I'll read that. But I don't read all of them.
Yeah.
But that might account for some of this difference that you're saying you're seeing, Aaron. You know, they're not now aping new versions of the metal models. They are creating from scratch with the new style, the new software that they use, that kind of thing.
You've not got a base point to work from.
Yeah.
Because you can see the evolution in a lot of the models and how they've gone, let's make this better. Let's make this... A perfect example is the Marcus box set. If you look at the old Marcus box set and the new one, they've taken all of them and just made them so much nicer because the first box set looked a bit poo. Nelly looks quite interesting from a rules point of view. I'm not that excited about her models, but the idea of possibly a team of journalists might be useful, and also says that she interacts differently with mercenaries. Yeah, I was just about to raise that.
And I've got a load of stuff.
You do have a load of stuff.
That might be useful.
I like the manipulating her opponents with propaganda.
Yep.
Incites them to making a scene, ties down the opposing crew like no other guild master.
Yeah.
Now, these hints at what she could be doing sound potentially really exciting.
Yeah. And there are a couple of trends I've spotted that I'll go into at the end. But there looks to be a kind of evolution in the way that they're approaching the game itself and that kind of thing. So we'll have a look at Parker Barrows.
Yeah, we'll look at Parker Barrows next to see. Yes,
Parker Barrows is the new Outcast.
He is.
Master.
Yes,
the Outmaster.
Yes.
No.
You done?
Yeah.
Okay. Sad for you.
Sad for me.
Yeah. Model wise,
yeah.
I don't mind this one. I quite like this one.
No,
you're not happy with that. It's nothing. There's nothing particularly special about it, which a lot of the other masters have always had something a little bit.
I like it. I think he looks like a highwayman.
Yes.
I was going to say bandit.
He does. Yeah. I really like the head.
Yeah, the head. I don't like his left arm, which is kind of bent at a weird angle. I'm not quite sure what it's doing.
Like he's just fired that gun.
If you take where his left arm hits the shoulder,
yeah,
and went down the body and removed all of that bit, so the ridiculous fucking cape and that left arm, I'd be happy with the model.
Oh, I don't mind the cape.
No, I don't mind that.
Right.
I don't like it. That's what puts me off the model.
Fair enough.
Yeah, what do you think of Parker Barrows, Aaron? Because you're not talking much.
Now, like I said, I quite like the model, to be honest. I don't mind the cape and things like that. I like the cowboy kind of, and like you said, the highwayman look it's got to it as well, which is quite pleasant.
Yeah.
I quite enjoyed the stealing stuff off the other players element to his to the abilities that are on the front of the card. So he can go through somebody's pockets. So whenever an enemy's killed within 6 inch pulse, he gets to draw a card, which is nice. If it's not killed by a friendly bandit, which I assume is some of the other
It'll come with a
types.
box of bandits, more likely.
Yeah. You have to discard a card afterwards, but that's a nice way of generating extra things.
Yeah.
After you've used them.
Even drawing a card. If you draw it and it's good, you keep it.
Yeah, if it's bad.
And you get rid of a rubbish one. If it's bad, you get rid of it, but you've just taken a bad card off of your deck, so that's fine as well. It's nice to draw cards.
Yeah.
I like it.
I presume he must have some kind of discardable upgrades system set in.
Yeah. Because
he's got an ability that lets you throw them away to get extra soul stones.
Yeah.
Which again, that's quite handy. There's been a couple of occasions where we've been playing games and go, right, that upgrade's no good to me anymore. If I could get rid of it to get another bonus, that'd be ideal.
Yeah, he reminds me very much of Lucas McCabe.
Yes.
Who has the ability to pass off, play around with
different
kinds of upgrades that he passes out. He's got a box of tricks.
Yeah, which that's quite cool.
And he looks like Indiana Jones, which is nice.
Yeah.
Although he's not, doesn't look like 87-year-old hiding in a fridge Indiana Jones.
He does have a ridiculous amount of wounds.
Oh, what, Parker Barrows?
Yeah.
Yes, I saw that. I went, he's a wound 14 master outside of the Resurrectionists.
Yes.
That's
the
quite
card is
hefty.
full of dots.
There's a couple of them, but they're quite
Ironsides is one for Arcanists. But yeah, there's not many wound 14 things going on.
Yeah.
To be honest, his entire stat line's good.
Yeah, I'll be honest.
Yeah, he's solid, isn't he?
Yeah.
6'6", 14, 5'7", 2.
Yeah, he's. Presume he's probably going to have fairly standard attacks. There's probably not going to be anything particularly magical going on there.
I'm going to predict he'll have a normal shot attack that can also be melee, but will retain the shoot.
Yeah.
I would guess there's a trigger to let him fire the other one, so he can spin an attack off him.
Yeah.
So we'll get 2 attacks if he gets a trigger.
Yeah.
He's possibly going to have like some kind of like fan the hammer kind of thing.
He'll probably have some discard a card rapid fire type of thing at least.
I could see it being like the normal rapid fire, but you get 4 shots.
Yes, yeah.
He might even have spend 1, make 2 range attacks because he's got 2 pistols.
He could have a flurry.
You never know.
Yeah.
I'd like to see on him. I think it's a really good idea. They've got this very sort of typical. It costs 2 AP. Discard a card, make 3 attacks instead of 2. You've got Flurry, Furious Casting, Furious Volley, whatever the other one's called. I'd like to see that as a 1 action on him discard a card, fire twice. Discard a card, fire twice.
Yeah,
Bang,
that'd
bang,
be quite interesting
bang,
if they
bang.
do that.
Because he's got a nice way of getting cards, I think allowing him to discard
Spend them,
for
yeah.
1 AP to fire twice could be quite thematic for him as well. He's a quick shooting bandit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it might make him a little bit OP.
Yeah, he'll
Because of his
definitely have
stat
some
line.
shooting tricks without getting too
we'll do
speculative.
yeah,
he
that's fair
looks gun focused.
Yeah.
And the other thing he's got on there, and this is the ability to steal your opponent's scheme markers.
Yeah, which is
A scary concept to come up against.
it is,
Yeah.
but it's only within 4 inches, and that really is probably only going to be a couple of scheme markers, which is still frightening because that's 2 scheme markers in a turn that convert.
Yeah,
Don't get me wrong, I'm
but-
not dissing that at all, but it's probably not quite as scary as it first appears. It's not going to wipe the board of scheme marker type
No,
frightening.
No, but
Which is what it initially
you
seems
can't
like.
normally place a scheme marker with an interact within 4 inches of
Yeah.
another scheme marker.
Yeah.
no, but
But you could definitely sit on top of that one and catch the other 2 if they're at both 4 inches
Yeah.
away.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
And there's lots of people that drop them in other places.
yeah. The fact it's only discard a card per one that he wants to steal as well. It's
Yeah.
at the end of his turn.
So he gets to kill something first, possibly,
He-
steal a free card.
Worst case for the enemy team, best case for him, if there's nothing for him to kill, he can walk 15 inches.
Yeah,
Because
because
he's got
master.
walk 5, 3
Oh, yeah.
actions. And then do that and steal a bunch of scheme markers.
yeah,
That's game winning.
yeah.
Could be. Yeah.
If you save him to a late activation in a late turn, someone's got hold the line or
Hold the line.
anything like that. If he runs in there and goes, "These are mine now," that can completely shift the game.
Yeah, fair.
Completely.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
I think that ability is going to be amazing if it's used correctly.
Yeah. And then in some games where your opponent doesn't drop any scheme markers, it'll be useless.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which is, interesting.
It might end up making teams that are against him consider otherwise when they wouldn't normally do that.
Well, you're
kind
playing
of thing.
Outcast, you might use this guy.
Yeah.
Maybe I should do this. Maybe I should take that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's quite interesting. Yeah, I quite like that one. Quite.
Yeah, so he looks quite interesting. I've been intrigued to see his rules as an outcast player. I'd be intrigued to give him a go. Next on our list then is Sandeep Desai, Arcanist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Joe, over to you as the Arcanist player of the group.
So I'm going to ignore the model. We can talk about that in a minute.
Fair enough.
I've got things to say on the model, but we'll wait.
Okay.
So as a general overview, let's have a look. Stat-wise, 12 wounds, fairly average for a master, I think.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
I'd say.
Walk 5, charge 6, okay. Defence 5, willpower 6. He's a couple of points off Barrows, but he's not bad. I think the main thing that everyone's going to be looking at is his ability Beacon. Other friendly models can take his cast actions
Yeah.
at -1 cast, and you can only do it once per action per turn.
Yeah.
So we don't know what his actions are, but if he's got 3 1 AP actions, 3 models can use that.
Yeah.
Can use one
Plus
3 models,
his own things. Yeah.
and then he can do them as well. So it's got the potential to be so very good. It's got the potential to be so very pointless, depending on what he does.
Yes.
Now, it works quite nicely with Student of All, because once per turn, after another model successfully uses one of this model's actions, with a tome in the final duel, this model may discard a card and take a 1 action.
Yeah.
So,
You had a
yeah, if he's got any kind of nice range attack, he could turn into a bit of a turret.
which looking at his card,
He's
it
an
appears that
Arcanist, he
way.
probably will. He'll have something.
Yeah.
But the difference between an okay one and a nice one will make or break how good that is, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got your Arcane Shield, which is your typical Oxfordian mage.
Yeah, is he like king of the Oxfordian mages?
He is an academic, so I would assume so. He will
Yeah.
be boosting the Oxfordian mages for existing.
Yeah.
Does Arcane Shield normally reduce to a minimum of 0?
Yes. because it's really good.
God, I hate the Arcanists.
The Arcanists seem to break all the rules.
Yeah.
But then again, that's what they're doing with magic.
Well,
they're breaking.
They are
rules
the
of
magical
physics.
terrorists of
Yeah.
Malifaux. He's also impossible to wound. So you take a negative to try and wound him, and you can't cheat.
Yeah.
He's going to be hard to get rid of.
Yeah. Yeah. This is one of the models I really like.
What, as in the model?
Both the model and the actual thing itself.
Okay,
I'm dreading coming across it if the other side is particularly...
Yeah, this
Depending on the
particular character is made or broken depending on how good the other side of his card is.
Yes.
And his upgrades. If he's got some upgrades that add in some one-cost actions, and you can guarantee he'll have a couple, he could become amazing.
Yeah.
The model itself, then.
Okay.
What do we think?
I
like it.
Yeah, I'm interested. This is the second Seek model that the game has.
Yes.
After Sidir Archibald,
Who's
the guild, and Lucas McCabe's henchman.
Yeah.
The guy with the machine gun.
Yeah, he looked really good. I really like that model.
Yes. And it's lots of games that are set in the real world of real world analogues don't really touch that. You get your Eastern flavour, if you like, from they've got katanas and samurai armour, which this game has,
or potentially turbans is your other thing that you
even
no, I don't recall seeing turbans in much else, because that makes them Sikh.
Yeah.
One or two in the odd game.
Yeah, but you don't see a lot of
It's not a commonplace thing. No, definitely not.
And yet, in this setting, I mean, Captain Nemo, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It is part and parcel of it. Yeah. It's nice to see a bit more
diversity.
Yeah, I know that's a really silly thing to jump on potentially.
No, I think I saw it and thought it was just interesting to have.
Yeah,
because he could quite easily have been
just another
just a cloaked wizard.
Simon Deep, the cloaked wizard guy.
Yeah.
But they've given him a slightly different feel, which I like.
It's interesting. His beard, I'm not too happy with. The beard's a bit weird.
I don't mind his beard. I don't like what his legs are doing. He seems to be in a ridiculous pose in that picture.
Don't like poses, do you, Joe?
If you look at the picture on his card, it looks fine.
Yeah.
The way they've taken a shot of that model makes it look weird.
Makes his right ankle look broken.
Yes. So I reserve judgment on the model. I like the top half. I might find a different bottom half for it. Genuinely, quite like the idea of him being on the Oxfordian mage that's kind of floating up, and then having him.
Yeah, that'd be quite cool.
Flouncing about on top.
Yeah.
Either way, I might end up cutting him up and putting something else in there.
Yeah, no, I mean, I can see the issue there, but
now he's a support master according to the text.
Yeah.
So him getting a great attack might not be on the cards.
No,
especially if you're able to take said attack. He can take that action 1,000,000 times then, so it won't be amazing.
No,
but it will be good. Yeah, if it is really, really good. If he's got something akin to Sonya's blast, for instance, then he'd be absolutely broken.
Yeah.
So,
but this is the Arcanist talking about, so it's probably going to happen.
Now, the thing that makes it interesting, I think, he is going to be a bit of a swarm caster. Because it mentions that he is leading the Arcanist to victory with the help of his Garmin friends.
Okay.
So
the Garmin are quite cheap little
tiny sat-navs that rival TomTom. Yes.
Yes.
No, the Garmin are your 4-cost grunts. So you have the ice ones, the iron ones, the fire ones, and now there's a wind one as well. They're elemental things. So I'd be interested to see what his affinity with them is in particular.
Yes, there might be.
Because I don't really use them.
I could see there being upgrades to make
Maybe
them.
they're his gaming friends who like gaming, and he summons the wrath of the internet to call everyone
and him
horrible
and
names. Yeah,
him and Captain Aces.
Yeah, well,
sit there playing cards all the time.
Yeah, but he looks quite interesting. Not someone I'm looking forward to fighting. Not someone I'll be buying.
No, but that was one of my favourites, to be honest.
Yeah, I think he's got potential. He's got some of the highest potential we've seen.
Yeah.
So next on the list is Asami Tanaka.
Okay, yes. For my 10 funders. Let's ignore the model for a moment. We'll go to the card.
She looks the most boring.
Yes.
To me. There wasn't a lot on her card.
Yeah, I have the same opinion. Now, I know Joe's got a different opinion on this.
I do.
I don't know. It's not that necessarily it seems bad. It just seems very bland compared to the others, possibly. I mean, yeah, Russian Magic's nice. Extra card that you discard is always good. Hard to kill seems to be fairly standard for the kind of the Oni type of creatures. Ototo, although I don't think is, just because can fall under that. I think he's like a half or something of the thing. And the Wrath of the Oni ability is very, very nice. Any friendly Oni within 4 inches may deal 1 damage to this model to take a 2 charge action or 1 charge action.
Yes.
And that's lovely.
That is very nice.
But she's only a 10 win model, and there's not a lot of healing models within 10 funders. In fact, there's only one, and that model can do nothing but heal.
Currently.
True.
Yeah. Now, the thing I can see, and the reason I look at her slightly differently, Defense 7.
Which is nice.
Very good.
Willpower 5.
Yeah,
which is a bit meh for...
It's alright.
Yeah.
Walk 5, charge 6, fight 2, standard.
Yeah.
Now, the things that I've been looking at that I think are interesting is that she has a cash of 3. The other 2 we've looked at have both been 4s.
Yes.
That implies her power level is higher.
Potentially.
Because she has less of a cash. They use that as a balancing system.
This is generally a thing with 10 funders. They generally have a less cash and either work better with less soul stones or have something particularly amazing with...
Now...
So again, this is down to an upgrade thing, potentially.
Fair enough. Again, I will defer to your knowledge on 10 Thunders, but the cash thing signified to me she might be a little bit better than thought. Now, it also says, while abilities like Wrath of the Oni help her synergise with the Oni she calls forth from the beyond. So she will be summoning things in the game from the way I read that.
Potentially, but if that was the case, I'm a little bit... not concerned, but surprised that it's not part of her ability set on the front of the card and it's something tied in possibly one of her attacks or defence.
No, you see, it will be
or a 0 action maybe.
It will be a 1 or a 2 cost action that she can take once a turn that will summon an Oni.
Yeah.
Now,
we don't have anything like that in 10 Funders so far, so yeah,
that's a nice change.
Yeah.
Also, the reason she has that ability is when you summon something, it comes in slowed.
So it can still
with
do a
1
charge.
Action point.
Right,
so she can summon things and have it charge away straight away for a single damage point to her to act like a completely unslowed model.
Yeah.
I think that could get out of hand quite quickly.
Potentially. Well, that does make it a little bit more interesting than
So I think she's got quite a lot of potential.
But it's speculative again.
It is. Yeah, but see, I'm slightly more interested to find out what she does than I am most of the others.
Yeah, fair enough. Again, this seems to be come down to a lot of it. The backs are going to make the difference in this, and the upgrades are going to make a big difference in this. But from the front, again, because we are just speculating here, if that's the case, that makes a lot of sense. That is the sort of synergy they do tend to go for in Malifaux. That'd be amazing if it's the case, because they only look really interesting, and I've been sort of considering getting in the past. But it's needed someone else to sort of pull it all together, so that will help. I really don't like the model.
I don't mind it. I don't like its face.
Its face looks shit. That is a pile of badly drawn, snooty wank. It's supposed to be a spirit.
Yeah.
And Japanese spirits, they do look sort of malformed and slightly off.
That's weird elongated features sometimes.
Yeah, because it's supposed to be slightly animalistic.
Yeah.
That doesn't quite look like that. That just looks like somebody sculpted wrong. I can see where they were going again, but they seem to have missed the mark.
I quite like it.
I don't.
Yeah, see, I'm more with Brian on that. I actually quite like
I think she's quite nice. I'd be tempted. What's she dual faction with?
She's not dual faction.
She's not dual faction!
No, I know 10 Thunder's almost always a dual faction with something. But the Oni aren't. That's one of the
their
reason.
thing.
Probably the only other faction. That's all I was thinking.
Yeah,
It's a good chance.
Yeah,
I quite like the look of it. I just the rules didn't set me on fire.
no, it didn't set me off. I mean, I'm more interested now thinking about the synergy. Yeah, fair
The
enough.
potential there is huge. So.
But I'm gonna have to wait until it comes out properly. But no, I'm not sold on that model. Like I said, I really don't like that face. It's put me off the whole thing. The rest of the models all right.
Just file it off and make Colin do a different one.
If you need healing, Aaron, just get a librarian. It's fine.
Or genuinely, if you don't like the face, file it off and just paint it without one.
Or I could put an Oni mask on her face.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, there's ways around that. But that's working on a shit modeler, so... But yeah.
Colin.
Speaking of Colin,
Yes.
Reva, the Resurrectionist Master, is a woman on a horse with some candles. Cool. Moving on.
Yeah.
No, I think that there's stuff you can say. She's got interesting rules.
Yeah.
Unimpeded.
Yeah, makes sense. She's on a horse.
When another non-peon model is killed within 8, she heals 1 damage.
Which is going to be nice for Colin's kind of somebody everything type of shit.
It would be a nice way to counteract potential poison damage she's taking if he's playing those sort of shenanigans.
Yep.
But I think she's going to have something in there in upgrades and stuff that causes her damage.
What's a corpse candle? Not as in what an actual corpse candle is, because I know what that is as far as mythology
That's
goes.
going to be a this book thing.
Yes.
Yeah. Might be
Again.
her totem.
Yes.
Could be a new type of model.
I would imagine it's a fairly cheap model because you could summon it by discarding a card. Summon a corpse candle.
I
assume there's multiple of them.
I'm going to guess it's similar to the mechanical doves that Dancy Lady for the Arcanists have, Colette.
Okay.
She has, rather than having this is my totem, she has mechanical doves that she can summon, that she can switch places with and connect to scheme markers and this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
However, Strength of the Fallen.
Yes.
Shiny.
Colin has really struggled with a lack of ranged things. Ranged teams against... he's scared shitless of those, basically. Which is one of the reasons I took loads of Thunder Archers. Mostly just to piss him off. Because he requires being close by that.
So for anyone that's not seen this, when performing an attack, if this model is not engaged, this model may draw a line of sight and measure range for cast actions from corpse markers within 18 inches in line of sight. This ability is ignored when determining engagement. So, considering you have an army of things that can dig up corpse markers if it's one of the dogs, you get something to deliberately kill one of your models to make a corpse marker to shoot through. There are so many applications for this that potentially terrifying depending on her cast actions.
Yeah.
Interestingly though, she is a melee focused master.
Was that what it says underneath?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now that doesn't mean her melee attack won't be a cast,
True.
because there are quite a few of those out there. So having some spectral attack coming out of the ground...
That would actually make a lot of sense with when it becomes synergising with the final veil. It's assuming that she's going to move 8 inches of something being killed, potentially her own model, so the corpse marker comes up so she can automatically attack somebody, deliberately kill off one of your models close by. She's there to then start obliterating. If they get close, she can still smash them in the face.
Do we think she... Again, wild speculation. I think she's going to come in and have something that lets her get positive flips in exchange for damage. She takes a point of damage and gains a positive flip on her damage flips or something similar.
Yeah.
And I think that's why you'll get the healing in there. I also think that's why you've got such a long range. For 18 inches, to then be able to cast through it is obscene for Malifaux. But if she's doing that, she's not getting to heal. So I think that might be a nice balancing act. I think that's one of the things they might do with her. We'll have to revisit this when these actually come out and see if any of my wild predictions have been true. 13 wounds is good.
Yeah, willpower's nice.
Walk 5, charge 10, typical horse stats.
Yeah, defense 5. Yeah, that's all right.
Height 3 on a master could be problematic.
Yes.
She's sat on a horse, though. What does she expect?
Well, yeah, that's true.
Should have rode on a Shetland pony. Be much better off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kitten. on a unicycle.
Kitten on a unicycle. No, then you height 3 again. There's like one height model, and then the unicycle's got to be 1 height as well.
That's a good point, yeah.
Got to make it height 4, actually, because the standard model is height 2.
Could it be height 0.5? That not exist? Cool. No. Yeah, she didn't inspire or interest me in any way, shape or form, I have to say.
Yeah, it wasn't something I went, oh, wow, amazing. It was like, yeah, it's all right.
Yeah, I didn't look at her horse and think it was amazing.
No, sad times.
Shall we check the last one then? Titania! Shakespearean in name,
yep.
Shakespearean in stature. My favourite model of the lot. She looks like some kind of winged crow demon given form, and I like this.
I hate her face.
You just don't like faces, do you?
The rest of the model is lovely. I totally agree with that. That wing work is stunning. It's detailed, but the face isn't as crow-like as the picture it should be.
Is that a painting problem?
Potentially, yeah. Okay, I can.
So when you say like I don't like the look of the face, I'm looking at the plastic of it.
Yeah,
and yeah, she looks like almost like a stereotypical sort of cartoony witch, hooked nose.
Yeah.
Not like a crone witch.
She looks almost like she's wearing a mask from that line that seems
possibly
to go down there.
It's not painted on.
No, but looking at the picture of the thing, it looks like her features are supposed to be crow-like.
Yeah,
it doesn't really come across like that to me. But again, like Joe, so maybe that's just because it's that.
Yeah,
monotone. It's not painted. It doesn't.
I really like.
Okay, fair enough.
I really like the look of her.
The wings are pretty.
Yeah,
very, very pretty. Bare feet is quite a nice touch.
Mm.
Yes, yeah. She's that. The Neverborn are. She's going back to that kind of that Lilith, Pandora embodiment of something unpleasant.
Yeah,
feel.
Yeah.
So I think she'll slot right in. Looking forward to painting her
nice
already.
Blood stain on the card, which didn't seem to be on the other ones.
Yes, yeah. Impossible to wound and 12 wounds as well. So she Sandeep's not the only one.
Yep.
And I really like that she's got scheme marker tricks going on.
Yeah, that's cool.
Getting some healing from scheme markers nearby, and yeah, you can cause damage to opposing models if they're starting in base contact with your scheme markers.
Yeah,
that is
situational.
But thematically, that's awesome.
Yeah.
There is some nice uses to that. It's like you know somebody's setting up, say, your scheme markers away. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Or it puts people off going near them.
I don't feel that Neverborn necessarily do schemes super well all the time.
No, they are very focused on chewing.
They also don't do surviving very well. Not just from Rob's campaign experience, but they are fairly brittle.
Yeah.
She is very difficult to kill.
She looks tough, yes.
Yeah. So that, again, will be a nice change. Now, there's very little else to go on with her.
Yeah.
They're
fairly open with that one. It was the first one they released.
Yeah, so I think they've hinted a bit less than they have at the others.
Yeah.
Because...
Yeah, she's a fae.
Which is a new... Is that a new type for the Neverborn? I don't know if I remember seeing fae before.
Yeah, I do believe so. She's a fairy, essentially.
Yeah.
Titania, in mythology,
is
as you know, Joe.
Summer Queen, or the ruler of the Summer Court, at least... From what I believe, I remember correctly.
She's queen of the fairies, basically, and then the idea her name has been used elsewhere for.
Yes, she's part of the fairy monarchy, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's probably. We're probably going to see a book full of other fae for the Neverborn.
Some fae would be quite nice.
Is going to be fantastic or disappointing, depending on quite how they've envisaged them.
When people say fairies, they think of sort of Tinkerbell, which isn't really what fairies are. Well, fairies are nature spirits, traditionally, and if they're going back to this time, so Malifaux being set 100 years ago,
malevolent spirits.
Then they can be, yes.
Yeah. If you trespassed on natural grounds, you trod on the wrong plant. That's it. They trick you into things.
And what has every human that is in Malifaux done? just trespassing on the Neverborn's domain.
Yeah. Pretty much everything in Malifaux, I believe, to the Neverborn.
Yes, yeah. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. The wings I think look really, really cool.
Yeah, they do. That is.
If she's anything to go by, the models and everything, the Fae sub-faction is going to look stunning.
Yeah. I'll be hugely disappointed if somebody doesn't get them.
Robert, I'm going to be fine.
I was to say I'll get. I want her box. That sounds naughty.
I am hoping for the Wild Hunt potentially to be a thing.
Yeah,
because it gets involved whenever there's evil fairies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I would hope for, because most boxes come with a master and then a big beefy thing.
Yeah.
I would love to see something that envisions. I would love to see something that takes that aspect of fairies and materialises on the battlefield, I guess.
A manifestation of that.
Yeah, whether it's a like my brain is fairy chariots.
Yeah, I was going to say. Do the Neverborn have a horseman yet? Because I was wondering if possibly that could be that.
Yeah, no. They everything. The 4 main ones have horsemen.
Yeah,
because 10 Thunders don't, do they?
No, not I could see.
But yeah, you have the 4 horsemen.
Yeah.
Currently, so
it'll be.
I don't think they won't just get another horse. Well, they might do, because it won't be one of the riders.
No.
There are 4 riders at the moment.
Yeah, like you said, it might not actually be a horse, but it might be like kind of an equivalent.
Do you know what I'd like to see?
Is
a centaur.
Ooh.
I would like to see the centaur of the Wild Hunt leading the charge. That inspires other things into charging and has some really hyper aggressive kind of play style.
Like a Killjoy for Neverborn.
Yes.
Mm.
So yeah, I again, speculation.
Yeah,
I'm hoping to see that in her box.
Yeah.
That sounds weird, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Cool. So that's just I was going to say a quick, but we spent ages. But we'll edit that. So that's a run. Yeah, that's a run through of what we've seen of Ripples of Fate so far. So if you've got any thoughts, if you can see the Masters working in a different way to how, I was going to say we, but mostly Joe has envisaged them, if there's any that you're particularly looking forward to more than others, drop us a line, let us know.
Yeah.
That'd be quite interesting to sort of talk to people about
what
definitely might not be coming, but I'm quite excited. I will be grabbing the book when it comes out and studying it.
I look forward to reading off you.
Yes, yeah.
When is this book due for release, do we know?
Definitely is due for release. Well done, Joe. Glad you pointed it out. I would guess that the book's going to come out roughly September time. That seems to be when they release.
Okay.
When the last one was released. I've just poked on the internet. It's available for pre-order on a website.
Okay.
For September the 30th.
Excellent. So by then I'll have student loans. I might buy the book myself.
Mm.
Yeah. What I was going to say is it seems to be, just before we move on, seems to be a bit of a theme developing. Not in all of the Masters, but a lot of them seem to be interacting with, changing up, moving, taking abilities from scheme markers.
Yes.
There's been lots and lots of things going on with scheme markers. Nelly messes with them. Parker steals them. Reva was using corpse markers, but Titania was also working off of scheme markers.
Yes.
There seems to just be a slight, maybe a shift, a change of focus into the scheme side of things. Because if you don't take particular schemes and strategies and all that jazz, often you're not using them. Sometimes you might put 1 or 2 down as decoys, but generally you're not, and this might encourage people to use them more or to push you towards a playstyle that favours those objectives.
This is where Malifaux differs from most of the skirmish games. Most skirmish games just charge in, kill each other, bum done.
Yeah, well, I mean, even a lot of war games.
Yes.
Like War Machine has the kill the enemy caster and you win.
Yeah.
Whereas shit.
Actually, you're having some way of interacting with the very nice scenery and things you've put in.
Yeah.
It offers a nice element that one of the reasons we've all enjoyed Malifaux so much. I'm rubbish at going attacking people because I'll draw bad cards, I'll go put loads of things down on the board and win that way instead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that we are only starting really to get into the scheme side of things, and I think that's why this feels like there's much more of a push towards it. If you look at the book Colette came out in, almost everything Arcanist in that book seems to be focused around schemes and manipulating schemes and changing schemes and putting schemes down. And
which is why the Arcanists don't have them this time. They've got someone who seems to be a bit more of a support, so they're fleshing out.
Yeah. So maybe if I'm looking at it from a slightly blinkered my faction view, I look at it and go, no, if I want to play schemes, I play this guy or this guy because there are so many options I have for it.
Yeah.
Look at my horse; it can fling a spear and create scheme markers by stabbing shit.
Yeah. Stupid horse.
It's because it's amazing, Aaron.
It's not.
Yes, just the thought. It just seems to be filling in and increasing the options for scheme manipulation and scheme use.
Yeah, and in Malifaux, I don't think that's a bad idea.
No, not at all.
I would like to see more games be a bit more tactful in that way.
Yeah.
Because most of my games at the moment, I
charge into the middle, boom, done.
Murder things. Figure out where the central objective is, go there, kill all the stuff, and then run around trying to ruin their other plans.
Yeah.
That's what I did against you.
Yeah.
That's what I did against Colin. So push into less killy death, more...
So what you're saying is you've got a one-trick pony.
that pony has many tricks.
Sadly it's a many tricks pony.
I know.
Upsettingly. But yes, cool. So now I suppose we will finish off by just discussing our Shifting Loyalties campaign.
Yeah.
We recently finished round 4.
Yes.
So we've mostly been playing sort of once or twice a month.
Yeah.
So for us, it's kind of the 4th set of games.
Yeah.
And we mixed things up a little bit this time, which I think where we should start. Each round you will draw a card. This will give you something fun, something interesting that happens in that round. Now, last round we flipped the event,
Yes.
which means that we've all now got access to avatar versions of our masters when our masters become available in a couple rounds' time, and then you draw something else.
Interestingly enough, with the event being drawn now...
Yeah.
We've all had to preempt what master we want.
Yeah.
Yes.
Rather than waiting to see what's going on and buying one in a couple of weeks, we've all kind of gone, oh, look, you're a quarter of the way through. Pick where your team's going now.
Because you get your avatar now. And
yes.
I know one of the players was very much considering between 2 different masters.
I was considering pretty much between every Arcanist master because they're all fairly good, apart from Marcus for what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, whereas I had decided from day one I was building into X-Master, I was going for Von Schill, and therefore I just took Von Schill. There was no thinking required at all whatsoever on my part.
Did you have any particular thoughts, Aaron?
I was considering...
You were going for Misaki anyway, weren't you?
Yeah, mostly because I know how she works and I can't bother to buy a new model. But I might have considered something differently had we been later into the campaign and gone, well, actually, I'm not very good at that. Maybe I should have been doing something else.
Okay, because I was thinking of going for Ramos. I have been from the start. He's the guy that makes all the little spiders. He's the guy that Joss and Howard work for, and I know how fond everyone is of those. Yeah. Now, I then thought I could go for Ironsides because she gets she's who the Oxfordian mages come for. Could be really cool, but I decided to go for Rasputina, who's completely divergent from
what you've been building previously.
Yeah, because she works on having models with Ice Mirror that let me cast my spells through them.
Yeah.
And you've not built
I don't have many... I've got 2 models now that have that. But having the manifestation option straight away has pushed me to take her, because when she manifests, she gives all the models Ice Mirror.
Okay, so it doesn't matter.
So it now doesn't matter what's in my group, because I can get the benefit of that anyway.
Yeah.
Or I've read it wrong and handicapped myself, which no one will mind.
No. So happy.
So yeah, I think that's going to be interesting. But I will be going down the Rasputina route and probably now adding a few more Ice Mirror type things, like the December Acolytes.
Yeah.
The range guys that slow people.
Yeah.
And the little Healy lady.
Yeah.
The silent one. She is also a December based thing. So yeah, I'll probably maybe buy a couple of Ice Garmin, which I can make with my horse, so I might not. Genuinely might just buy the giant golem and go, I've got another big thing.
Yay.
Yeah, there's options.
Yeah.
Yeah, whereas for me, I knew what I was going for. I'm just going to have a souped up version of Von Schill.
Yes.
Possibly with his shirt off.
Oh, is that how he manifests?
It's one of his one of his upgrades. You discard, and it says the shirt comes off, and then it gives him buffs. So he literally takes his shirt off. Yeah.
It reveals his buff to everyone else.
Yeah, so looking forward to that. We're not going to get Masters for another 2 rounds.
Yeah.
It'll be round 6.
Yeah. Because we get it at the end of round 5, so we won't really see him until round 6.
Yeah, I mean, we are going into round 5 now.
Yeah.
So the next, we've obviously got the opportunity to buy stuff now.
Yeah.
The next opportunity to buy stuff, we can buy Masters.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone has completed a bounty as well, I believe.
Yeah.
One player hasn't. The player that's doing the worst.
Okay.
Okay,
So it'd be interesting to see the balancing. And something we'll talk
because
about.
there is a method of balancing out. You pay for your master if you want to use it against someone who hasn't got a master.
Yeah.
But we'll see if that works. Cause, yeah.
We'll discuss the balancing in a future.
Yeah, I think
future
it's something to
month,
look
because it's
at.
definitely
when we've
something
experienced it, yeah.
Yeah, because it's another element of it that we have experienced some of the other elements. I have got some opinions on that, but we'll discuss it when we've got a better thing.
Okay, cool.
So something for people to look forward to anyway. But yeah. So most of us can at least see our masters if we can afford them. Potentially, that's my issue at the moment. We'll see about that. But should we tell people how the camp? Oh no, because we need to discuss what we.
Yeah, well, yeah. The change that we made, rather than having an event each time, rather than flipping one event for everyone, because some of them are quite good. Like they make sense that way. That there's, for instance, a plague of carnivorous plants that have sprung up everywhere. So it's springtime and the plants are growing. That works. Some of them, though, like, for instance, Chain Gang.
Yeah.
Why does every single player... Why is everything they're doing for that round of games revolving around a Chain Gang? Why does... Like, I took... I flipped Nythera for my game.
Yeah.
Why is everyone fighting around that one thing all of a sudden, everybody, all at once?
Yeah.
It's odd. So some of them don't quite match up with having them all the time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we decided to flip a card for each game to mix it up a bit. It's one of the optional rules that they suggest.
Yeah.
Because it was getting a little bit stale in some regards, I think.
Yeah, because if we were playing
multiple games,
a couple of games each per round, it was starting to be like, oh, okay, we'll do this again. I know exactly what we'll do.
And we found, like, we flipped the plants. The plants are rubbish.
Yeah.
Because they drag you in, but they don't drag you in far enough to actually damage you.
No.
And then they were pointless. They were either badly written...
If you use them correctly, they're free movement.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that doesn't make them a good thing to be against.
That's exactly it. They're not... They're not they don't create a enjoyable state of the game. They don't add anything interesting.
Well,
they just
free script. That was my
pretty much.
Whereas some of them actually were quite good.
Yeah.
So like Nythera makes everything within 6 inches of it, place it in the middle of the board, makes everything within 6 inches undead and hard to wound.
but you got 2 script for everything you killed in
Everything
that
you
aura?
killed that was within that aura, because it gets absorbed by by the spike.
Yeah.
So that was quite good.
Yeah.
So that was interesting, and it's nice to mix it up a little bit, have some variation, especially because normally when we were playing Malifaux before, I was mixing up and playing around with my models because I've got so much stuff.
Yeah.
Being not forced, because that makes it sound really, really horrible, but having played the same list repeatedly with an extra model every couple games,
Yes.
but I'm starting to crave something slightly different.
Yeah.
I don't have the world's greatest attention span. I like to mix stuff up. I'm not like Joe, where I will pick a list for something, like say Dice Masters, and then play it 20 times to make it amazing, and get to know it really well. I'll play 5 games, get bored, swap some models about, or change faction. It's why I own 3 factions,
Yeah.
because I like variety. I'd rather be okay at it and have new things to try than be really, really good at it but bored of playing those things that I've got. So it's, for me, it's mixed it up a bit and it's made it a bit more engaging. However, I don't think they're particularly balanced.
No.
Some of them are much easier to gain script from than others.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Some of them are more dangerous than others.
Some are more balanced to more different teams.
Yeah.
I mean, like the one you had with the undead spike. You've got another team that can control other undead characters, or can work something off of undead characters. Boom, you've given them an instant advantage.
Yeah, but that's only for one game. If that was flipped for everybody, then that one player is going to go, every game I play this round, I want to play 20 games.
Yeah.
If you're playing the guild crew that are really good at shooting undead things.
Yes, yeah. If
Then-
it's an undead model, gain a positive flip. Everything is,
I win this round, yeah. I've been quite enjoying the flipping for each round. I'm interested to hear what Aaron has to say, because he seems to have an opinion.
I like it because I like that. I like that variety. I like the fact that I can play a game. Then if I'm sat out, I can look at somebody else's game, some difference going on. I can interact with or learn about in some way. It does mean you don't necessarily see the optimum way that particular event is supposed to work. I mean, we never used ours. We had a wandering traveller that at the start of the game we debated about whether you could kill it to stop me from getting my bounty, or I could kill it to get my bounty, which was moot. But we argued over that for a little bit while looking in the instructions.
Well, debated. No.
Sorry, I'm using it academically, sir. I do apologise.
Fuck you, Aaron. You can't kill it.
You whore.
But potentially we could have gone up, interacted with her to get script to. Was it?
So when you interact, it's a model that sits in the middle of the table.
Yeah,
that's blocking terrain weirdly.
Yeah.
But so there's a model that's sat there, and you can go up to it, and you can flip a card as an interact action.
Yeah.
And if you flip the black joker, the model that interacted with it dies.
Yeah.
If you flip the red joker, you get an additional barter flip at the end of the game, which is how you get all your shiny campaign upgrades.
Yes.
And win, actually, because it's all based on campaign rating.
Yep.
So I could win every single game of this and still lose because I've not bought many skills.
Yeah.
Weird. But one of the things that... The rest of them, you flip a ram, you heal the model.
Yep.
If you flipped a tome, you could place a scheme marker anywhere on the board.
Yeah, that was your thing.
If you flipped a mask or a crow, you gain 2 script.
Yeah. So there was loads of potential there for interesting things to happen.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, what happened is we just bundled in the middle, had a big fight, and kind of left it at that.
Well, we also had Turf War, which is where you have to fight over the middle bit.
And this potentially is why having a different thing for each game might not work for a long term. Potentially. Because the different schemes that interact with that mean that other people are going to interact with that particular event differently. So if we didn't have Turf War, we had nothing that was involved in the middle apart from line in the sand. If we start heading towards the middle, everybody knows, okay, they're going to interact with that. They might draw the black joker because I haven't done this turn. Bugger it, leave them to it. I don't care. it's not going to ruin me this game, and I'm going to get script from someone else, so I'm going to go and do something else.
Because there was this big circle in the middle that we have to get into. You didn't have... Well, if you can't make an interact action while engaged, and most of our characters that were in the middle were engaged for most of the thing. Because that's kind of how the thing goes.
So they've got... there's... I suppose there's balancing issues either way.
Yeah, if you get something really good, you're only probably going to see it once.
Yeah.
If you get something bad, at least you're only going to see it once. It swings round about 6.
Yeah, I suppose,
6 and half a dozen.
Yeah. I have one thing that we didn't talk about that I'm not sure how we're going to handle.
No.
What happens if you flip one of the global events, with air quotes, such as
like
the event, which we can just reflip now, that's cool. Pit fight. So before the first game, everyone chooses a model and you go into the pit and you have a big fight. You get script for eliminating people. You get script if you die first or if you win. Really, really cool event. Really, really like it. But if one of us flips that midweek,
then it doesn't. It is covered in the rules, I'm sure.
Basically, we don't do
You might
it.
want to just check that.
Because I don't like the idea of not doing them, because I think pit fight's awesome.
Yeah, pit
I'm
fight
going to get
looks
bullied
awesome.
to shit in it, but I think it's an awesome idea.
What I would say is this is why you wouldn't play a Shifting Loyalties campaign as a hardcore competitive gamer, because...
Should I go home then?
Well, the thing is, like, I drew Nythera, which puts a 50ml token in the middle of the board. We also drew... what's it fucking called? Where you've got the middle of the board 6 inches.
Squatters' rights.
We also drew Squatters' Rights, which puts a 30ml token in the middle of the board. We immediately had to come up with a ruling. How would that work? Because Nythera is 50ml, it's height infinity, it's completely blocking. In theory, there's no way you could reach that token if you were to just put it in the middle of the other token.
Yeah.
Now, what we did is we went, okay, we're going to count the 50ml as the smaller token. So we're actually running up to the big, scary, evil thing and poking it and going, it's mine!
You can rub it for 5 seconds,
Yeah.
it shows my colour. Yeah.
Which was good. I liked that.
Yeah,
And to me, it made perfect sense. But if you're trying to play really super competitive, unless you've got someone running the game who is neutral, which would be a really dull thing to do because you'd be really busy for 13 seconds every 2 weeks. Or
And then
whatever.
you have a big nap for the rest of the evening.
Yeah. You just need to work these things out, and there's lots of other things like that pit fight. I mean, if you went, flip pit fight, I'd go, cool, we'll all do a pit fight after everyone's finished their fight, and it'd be fine. Or we'd go, I will do that before the start of next month, as the event for next month because someone flipped it. But it requires almost like a DM, or because we're not being super competitive.
It's all right, just as long as we come to an agreement.
Yeah, we make a ruling and agreement. And I mean, like, I didn't even say to you guys about the thing because me and Rob just worked it out.
Yeah, and it would have been different between the two players potentially. I can't imagine why we'd do anything different than that, but
no, but it's not affecting our game, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly.
So, if both
it shouldn't involve us because we could have loyalty.
Yeah, and what it meant was because we did consider just discounting that and fighting over the other two, so it makes it much harder. But then we thought actually running towards the big scary central objective would make for a more fun game.
Yeah.
However, if I was being super competitive, because it injures people that are killed within 6 inches of it, going, oh no, that's not what it says. It says it should be that. No, I'm not doing that because I don't want my models to get hurt because I want to be the one who wins the campaign and wins the prize, the bragging rights, whatever it is that super competitive hardcore gamers crave. Love from their mothers, possibly, I don't know. But yeah, can you just see that there's
little room for...
Yeah, for me, I wouldn't... You couldn't go, and then this person is the king of gaming, because it's not in that kind of spirit.
Yeah.
I don't feel that a lot of these campaigns are competitive events, though.
No. If you want to be competitive, you can just say, we're playing 50 Soul Stones, we're playing a game, and it's tournament style, so be horrible to them.
There are rules for Shifting Loyalties to run it as a tournament type setting.
Yeah.
Now, and that's where all of this shit would be cleared up.
Yeah, you'd have to have someone to make the rules.
Yeah, but you need someone
separate.
who's organising any tournament like that. So
Yeah,
the moment you
yeah.
want to make it ultra hardcore, you've elected this person's going to set it all up and get everything.
Yeah,
sorted.
which is fair enough. Yeah.
So I don't think that's too much of a criticism. I see your point with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, you have these things in play, or you just go, that's complicated. We're not. It might cause an argument. We're not doing it. Flip again.
Yeah, but you still need someone to
That will make that judgment.
judgment.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Because it's when you get that someone going, well, that'd be really good for me.
Yeah.
So I think it should work this way. Well, that'd be really bad for me. I think it should work this way. And then
Yeah.
And I mean that comes into my phobia of tournament games and competitive gaming anyway.
Yeah.
Because it's been a long time since I've tried to force feed someone their own figure case. So no, I don't really want to go back to that. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's freshened things up a little bit for me.
It
Just
has,
having
actually.
the potential.
Yeah, I like it.
It's slightly exciting to go, ooh, what's going to happen in this game?
Yes.
And we've already set the terrain up, so we don't know what the event. We haven't planned for it, even subconsciously. It's like, right, we've got the board ready to go. Oh, this weird things happen. And it becomes a bit more special, especially as we're not playing 3 or 4 games around.
No, I mean, it came... Me and Colin, we started playing, did turn 1, and then a chain gang appeared.
Because you'd forgotten about the thing.
I don't like chain gang. I think it's poo.
I liked it.
I like the idea. I didn't really see
I think the idea was really
much.
good. But what happens is you take it in turns placing the 4 models.
Yeah.
So you both put them on your side.
Yeah, and then you just keep your...
And then they go, and that was the end of that.
Yeah, you just ended
My
up
ones
with
ended
them.
up as I walked towards the middle, running towards my board edge.
Yeah.
Colin's lot ended up running towards his board edge. I couldn't shoot them because we're protecting the gangs, and it was far better for me to run up and stab one of Colin's things than try to coax a scared chain gang worker
For 2 script.
For 2 script, yeah. I'd rather just murder his stuff.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, and as someone whose army isn't particularly mobile, that wouldn't have done a lot for me either.
So, it might have been different with my
You
game.
might have enjoyed it far more,
But even then, like I said, you're probably more distracted by doing other things like winning the game.
not getting murdered, because most of the time there was someone stood near any chain gang member that someone else could get near. There was a model stood next to it going, "Oh, come on then."
Yeah, and that's...
Well, if you get close to me, you can't interact anyway. So
Yeah, so I think it's something if you're playing Shifting Loyalties amongst friends and it's a friendly, fun thing that you're doing, then mix it up. It's quite good. I liked the difference, and you get to try more of it.
yes,
If you're playing it in any way as a competitive thing, then no.
do a weekly thing.
A weekly thing, and then if you do have someone, they make a ruling, it's fair.
Yep.
It's also more balanced. Everyone's playing to the same rules.
Yes.
Because, as I said, some of them are much easier to get script out of than others.
Definitely.
Anything else to add about the thing? Because I'm...
No, that's pretty much it. Do we want to have a quick cover over...
How the games went and
how
stuff.
the games went and things. We need to give it a quick... People need... It's part of the remit of this. We at least cover it. Even if it's only briefly.
Yeah, I mean, I've played a game since, that's all.
Yeah, but we said it would do that as part of, didn't we?
I suppose we'll all share something from how the campaign's going. I've been massively disappointed with the strong arm suit so far. I've used it for 3 games.
Yeah.
It has been beaten to a pulp in every single game, in spite of its 10 wounds, 2 armour and Frycore suit. It actually took an injury this time. I had to send it to the doctor.
Cut it out for parts.
And it's not been particularly successful, which is a shame.
Now, I felt that about my Oiran.
Oiran.
Yeah, I know. I knew that was going to happen.
I promised you last week.
Did.
I ran so far away.
He normally does.
He does actually.
Yes, I did, which I did do this time. But yeah, no, my Oiran, the few times I've played, it's like I like the idea of being able to control and bring other characters too, but the cast was a bit difficult to get off, required a certain suit, which I didn't normally get in my hand, so I'm crap at drawing. So, I wasn't particularly fond of her. Didn't think too much of a, flutter assassination kind of ability. And then I put her up as a sucker as part of one of my things, so put her into combat eventually with...
Well, you had her run towards me with a Torakage.
Yes, yeah, it was meant to be
and
something too obvious.
Howard ran into the two of them,
That was it, Howard.
I shall pin them down with my giant claws of death.
Yeah. Murdered Torakage, and then the Oiran turned around and went, right, flutter, attack, hit, 2 damage. Okay, it's 1, cool. And then just carried on and just kept going and going. And it was just little bitty snips, but it was chopping, particularly Howard, because I can't do big damage to him because he's got armour and he's got hard to wound. And
Howard has hard to wound because he's got a campaign upgrade that gives it to him. He doesn't normally have that. He does have 1 armour, and he's got something like 12 wounds. He's kind of a big chunky guy. But you hit me 5-6 times in a row and did 1 damage each time.
Yeah.
At which point he's half dead.
Yeah, he was. He had 4 hit points left.
Was that because you kept flipping a trigger, or because if you
Flutter has a built-in trigger of mask. So if a mask is, you can then attack again, but a -1 melee each time.
Okay, so you can keep going until you get to 0 melee.
I think it's 1. I think on the last one, that's it.
Yeah.
You only missed on the last one, didn't you?
I only missed on the last one, yeah. Because I had some decent cards in my hand, and I got very lucky with the draw. So it does require a little bit of luck on there.
Yeah.
But I managed to do it twice and nearly kill Howard. Because I did it the second time.
No, you did it once.
Oh, no, I
you
never
did
got
it
around
once.
to it.
You did a massive chunk of damage to him, and then he killed her.
Yeah. But if I'd done that earlier and paid attention and been using this character a bit better, she's dangerous now.
Yeah.
It's like, ooh, I want more of them. So we didn't pay attention to
with
that.
the campaign as well, giving her the dual weapon thing, so she gets a positive flip. Mm-hmm. So yeah, she goes down to melee 2, but she's flipping 2 cards and picking the best.
What is her melee?
It is melee 6.
So you can even upgrade it to 7 as well with the upgrade. So, ouch.
Yeah, deadly, and she can bring people to her as well.
Nice,
and she can't be charged. And there's a lot of nice little things like, oh, actually, this is quite a good card. Thunder Archers still were working really well for me.
I'm not so keen on them.
No, you're not, because I murdered.
Turn 1, 2, 2. You killed my December Acolyte, who had ran out recklessly to shoot at a Toto to get my victory point.
Yeah, and then got just obliterated by arrows from all sides.
Twang.
Yeah.
I didn't do anything, but I get a victory point for my first attack being against you.
Yeah.
So we played each other. I also played Colin on a fairly open board of Colin's choosing. Gunned down his flesh golem really quickly.
Yeah.
Because I have more guns than he does. And then spent the rest of the game chasing him round the board as he tried to hide so he could get some scrip.
Yes.
Silly boy.
That looked like the world's dullest game, I have to admit.
Yeah.
Even though I got quite distracted by that.
Yes. Yeah, cool. So that's my thing. My strong arm not being as exciting as I was hoping.
That has covered all of the games for this round.
Yes, we've talked a little bit about everything. What are we thinking of adding in or doing differently or trying next round?
Individually for our crew?
Well, us as people.
I think we need more terrain on the boards.
Yes. I've always put loads of terrain on, then looked across at the other board next, because we play 2 boards side by side, 2 games side by side, and always gone, you've not got enough. Colin died horribly because he fought the Arcanists in a very, very open terrain.
Yeah.
I then moved it so it's very, very open for Joe, not me, and he agreed to it, so it's fine. It would be...
Like you say that smugly as if it benefited you, really.
I know, I still lost, but I got to kill a model.
He did.
And not run away. I agree. And more terrain on the board would mean more sneaky little tactics and things like that. Yes. It's a little bit too much of, well, this is big and open, I might as well just run out and charge.
Malifaux isn't the kind of game where you should be lining up and just gunning each other down with gun lines and things like that.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Or crashing into each other in neatly ordered battle lines, because there should be stuff going on. Yeah. So what we've done with that is I have purchased a lot of Dark Ops scenery. Stuck them together. We started using it this time, but what we'll try and do for next time is get it painted and put some pictures up so people can see it.
Yeah.
We might even send people a picture of. We might tweet out a picture of the board and say, "Are we using enough scenery?"
Yes, yeah, actually, that'd be quite interesting.
I'm always interested to see how other people are playing.
Yes, definitely.
Coming from War Machine, it's.
War Machine was like a hill and a forest, and then some.
But it shouldn't have been.
No,
you're supposed to have a third at least of the board covered in scenery for War Machine.
And this is the thing when you talk about
2/3 in fact, actually, and I think Malifaux's the same or more. And I think this is one of the things that can put people off these games, because buying scenery is not cheap for nice stuff.
Yes, yeah, the Dark Ops stuff I've bought I thought was good value, but I have spent £100 on enough for a table.
Not cheap, but awesome.
Yes.
That's the thing, and I wouldn't ever put down people that make good scenery. I've got that box of scenery that some of it's lovely.
Yeah,
it's not the best nick anymore, but
yeah.
But having that much on the table, the games are designed around it, but I don't think it's something that goes into play quite so often. And I think it might be a big reason that I'm having such success with the Arcanist.
Because you're very shooty.
The list I've built is very shooty.
Yeah,
everything has a shooting attack.
Yeah.
So I use that to my advantage now.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
more scenery.
Yeah.
More walls, more narrow streets and alleys could be kind of fun.
More awkward terrain, because the models can deal with the impassable terrain and things like that. And
terrain that's like maybe open but slows you down.
Yeah.
Dangerous terrain. We haven't got anything that we count as dangerous terrain. For instance,
that would be something interesting.
I'd quite like to make a collapsed house with a trapdoor and some tentacles coming out, as if there's something that will reach out and grab you if you go through it. I've wanted to make that for ages, but it's just getting
even some kind
of
little spike trap that's
you make a forest, but you put some little bear traps in it, and then you say this bit of forest is dangerous. Yeah, it's hunted. It's
a tiny hill with a shallow in it that's painted black that has some spike bits sticking out that you can go over, but you take your test and you might stab yourself in the foot.
Just to mix up the scenery.
Yeah, that'd be quite cool.
So the open areas are open, but potentially.
Yeah, I think you've got a thing there, Joe, because you're doing the best with your shooting heavy crew. The most melee heavy crews are the Neverborn and the Resurrectionists, who are doing very badly.
Who are struggling,
Yeah.
Now, by comparison.
Yeah.
And then Aaron and I are sitting kind of in the middle, really, aren't we?
Yeah, because we've got a bit of balance of both.
I like a bit of melee with my side, but I've also just bought Lazarus, who can shoot his gun 7 million times.
I tailored mine towards the Thunder Archers and Torikage, who both got half decent shooting.
I mean,
pure shooting and decent melee.
Don't get me wrong, I started off my list with Joss and Howard, and then I took some range support.
Yeah.
And then I've added some range support.
Yeah.
And then I've added a horse, and then I've added some more range support. Because those two, like, Joss doesn't shoot very often.
No.
But he advances under this hail of friendly gunfire that's whittering everything else down.
Yeah.
Howard got given a Gatling gun early on, which is obscene.
Yes.
So, it's interesting. I do think, more terrain.
Yeah.
Is the solution to the Arcanist problem.
Yeah, and it'd make using my Thunder Archers more interesting, because I can kind of work around the fact that I can't see something with the terrain being in the way, but it costs me more actions, whereas currently it's more like, well, I might as well just move and then take a better shot,
If we ever do this again, I'll play Marcus and have a melee beast army, team, gang, crew, words, and see if that's any different. I'm still excited at some point to change crews with people and play games.
Yeah.
I would very much like to see how that comes in. And the other thing that I think might be a huge balancing factor for the Neverborn, for the Resurrectionists, is when their masters come into play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If Rob takes Lilith is obscene.
Yeah.
She can make her own terrain. and she can mess around with your line and bring things out.
She's one of the hardest hitting models in the game.
And and she'll have the 3 AP to get in close.
Yes. If we are looking at Colin using either Nicodem or the Doctor, McMorning. Again, McMorning is quite scary.
Yeah.
The fact that Colin got that upgrade that allows him to potentially keep anything he summons means I really hope he goes for McMorning, because Nicodem can summon loads of stuff.
Yeah.
Like the Students of Conflict that are 12-point models and have a chance of keeping that.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
Yeah. And with the genius idea that Aaron gave him of cutting things up for parts.
Well,
it's great, but
it might be a balancing issue that will have
ruin
to
us later.
Yeah.
So
cool.
I think that might change things a lot. I don't think, for example, the Master will make a huge difference to your Team Prime.
It does mostly what I'm already doing, but better.
Yeah.
It also makes my minions much better.
So it's an overall
inspired
boost
by
to
him.
you.
Yeah. Freikorpsmen are all right with when they're when they conceive on shield, they're really good for their points because they get a positive flip to what they're doing.
Yeah.
Whereas Misaki's more, she works on her own, but will just go and kill stuff.
She scares me. She's
because she can hit and run very easily, which is pretty much what the Storakagi abilities do.
Von Shield does very good hitting and running, because he can in theory, if you've got him in a fight, he can hit you and then he can charge out, so he can go and hit someone else as long as he can see them, because you don't if you charge, you're not moving out of an engagement, you're charging out of it. It's not the same action, and he can charge in and out.
One engaged.
Was it you? Who was it I played where I charged him through a wall and punched their master in the face, because he can basically teleport. I charged someone horribly. What's really good is if you give him the scramble upgrade, you can make him fast. So he has 4 AP, so you can charge, attack, and then charge someone else. So you get 2 attacks on one person, and then charge out somewhere else and get 2 attacks.
That's awesome.
If when you charge,
filth,
you don't kill them, but they're only say they've got hard to wound, and you knock them down to their final wound. He has a 0 action where he can finish off someone who's got 1 or 2 wounds.
Filth.
And then he can charge off.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Yeah, he's got lots of nice little tricks. So I'm looking forward to using.
See, I don't feel that might just be because I've taken Rasputina, but I don't think I'm having as much of a huge boost as other people. It will give me some more ranged options, but I'm not taking a model that just goes, ha ha, I walk in and murder you all.
Yeah.
So that might be a swing in how well people are doing.
Definitely. So, we're going to go away, play some games of Malifaux, and we will report back to you next month. Yeah. Thank you very much for listening. If you like what we've done, you can click the like button. That's probably the easiest way to show that you like it. If you haven't subscribed, then you can subscribe so that you don't have to chase us down. We will come to you via your medium of choice. We're also now on Facebook at www.facebook.com/Critical Twits. You can like us on there. We can keep you updated that way as well. And you can follow us on Twitter at critical_twits. So there's lots of ways to get in contact with us, to keep up to date, and let us know what you think of the new Ripples of Fate models, because I'm intrigued to see what the feeling is beyond our relatively small circle of gamers.
Or if you've got anything particularly you'd like us to cover next episode, a particular angle we haven't looked at yet, please let us know and we'll look into it and try and do that for you.
Or if you've been listening to all of this and you're going, how is that person losing? They've said, like, how is your strong arm suit dying? What are you doing wrong? If you have things like that you think we're doing horribly wrong, I would love people to go, that's rubbish. Or how have you achieved this with the models you're using?
Yeah.
Because I'm always outnumbered.
Yes, yeah.
If you've got tips for how me having 6 models and other people having 8 or 10 should be impacting me but doesn't seem to be, let us know.
Yeah.
Anything like that, any input, any advice, any interactions, good.
If you've got any way of knocking Joe's ego down after that statement, please introduce that too.
And I would be remiss if I didn't say, if you had any money lying around that you don't like, any valuable goods, any internal organs that I could sell on, get in contact. We'll arrange some kind of transfer where you can bequeath me all of your worldly goods. That's absolutely fine.
We can give you a Colin.
Yes, we'll exchange Colin for money.
No, we should just pass him around for occasional licks for people. They can.
Why would you want to lick Colin?
He could lick other people. Why would you want to be licked by Colin?
Yeah, that's worse, actually. I think I'd rather lick Colin than be licked by him. At least I could pick where I was going.
This is one of these, would you rather lose an arm or use a leg moments, isn't it? Would you rather be licked or licked?
We're going to debate the relative merits of licking versus being the licky.
Yes.
Until next time, I've been Brian Ennis.
I've been Aaron Vinsky.
I've been Joe Lewin.
And we have been the Critical Twits, and we still will be after this podcast is finished. Bye!
Bye!
Bye!